welcome. Oh, we already have a first comment. Man, I can't even get to my welcome to episode
was
number
it?
182.
I didn't even see the comments yet.
Yeah. Oh, you got to get caught up. Glenn Baldwin already saying hello. We are here. We are live. Number 182, and it is start of the season. Actually, the girls have already started for a couple weeks, so we've missed a couple episodes to talk about the girls wrestling. We're gonna have to get Razzo off the golf course and get some episodes in.
Guest speaker from the live show, Eric Newell, said he'd jump on there. He said we need to get a girl show. He actually messaged me the other day.
Hey, he did a great job. So I'm
Glenn,
sure.
Dude, Glenn's been on it, man. Glenn messaged me. He was trying to get some people out there. I think he wanted to get Razzo to one of the events early on.
Yeah.
So
this is Razzo. I feel bad bugging him about like rankings and stuff because he's like closing down the golf course and everything, and you know it's been super nice out lately. So it's like trying, they've been probably trying to keep it open as long as possible, but so we'll see how that goes. But he got the rankings out, and I know he's been doing some updates. I've seen some new faces in there. I actually a friend's daughter who started wrestling, she beat a ranked girl last week, and I sent him a message. I go, here you go. She's already the best wrestler in the family. and she's already snuck into the rankings.
That Sarah Hildebrand event looked really cool.
Yeah.
They said Sarah's handing out all the medals and stuff. Olympic gold medalist.
Did you see the medals? They had like a picture of her and stuff too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, she. You know what? We all need hype men like Brad Harper. That's all I gotta say.
I was about to say the same thing. Like Brad was extra hype, right?
That's regular Brad. Regular Brad is that hype.
Man, we were talking. So one of the softball coaches for IUSB is a teacher at Penn, and she said Brad has like unmatched energy all the time. She said if we could just get what he's drinking. I said I think it's the Urban Swirl, man. You gotta get the Urban Swirl.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is the Urban Swirl. That must be the secret sauce there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he sleeps. It would not surprise me if the guy doesn't sleep, because I don't know how you can come down from that. You don't just stop acting like that and sleep.
Eric just got on, man. I just gave him the plug for the women's show. I think we need a girls wrestling night. I'm not the one to do it. I don't follow it close enough on the girls side, but I think it'd be a cool show.
Yeah, I definitely need to start upping. I mean, I follow it, but I don't know them as well because I don't see them a lot. I know who the best girls are. I know who the 3 or 4 best girls are, but past that, it's kind of hard to tell. And so I'm definitely interested in it. Actually,
yeah.
Well, my wife's friend from elementary school, one of her friends, her daughter wrestles at Maryville, actually.
Nice. They're good. Maryville doing really good. Yeah,
and so I guess her friend was saying something about it, and so my wife was like talking to her. Oh yeah, we know a little bit about wrestling.
we have 3 girls from our softball organization that wrestle.
Nice.
So pretty cool.
This summer Rocco was taking some hitting lessons, and I think it's Grace. Leo Harris. She's in middle school. Sean Harris was her older brother, and Rocco was playing with a dodgeball and almost hit her. And the coach was like, he was wearing his IPO shirt, and the coach was like, "You better watch. She'll wrestle you." And she looked over. She's like, "He's a wrestler too." I'm like, "How do you know?" I mean, I understand. No, it's like, "Oh, I'm like Grace Harris." I'm like, "Oh, I know who you are. Yeah, you're a pretty good old wrestler." So it's kind of crazy that, especially softball, that's probably a pretty good translation to I think baseball and wrestling are kind of sneaky. Maybe I'm biased, but are kind of very complementary to each other, to be honest. It's one-on-one. Everyone's watching you. Everyone watches if you strike out or if you get pinned, so don't do it.
We see a lot of people over the summer at the softball fields that are in the wrestling community. So we saw a kid working the concession stand in Noblesville. So he's getting in them rankings.
Nice.
He was close, man. I tried it. I was trying to find the notable wins. I mean, like, when you see that plug, Kim seen him and was like, "That's a pretty cool shirt." He's like, "Yeah, it was an IPO shirt." He's like, "Yeah, it's a pretty tough event." He's like, you know the site? She's like, yeah, I know the site.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's it's always fun to go places and they don't. I mean, people in the hardcore people know who we are, but a lot of them people have no clue, and they're like, "Yeah, that's a pretty good little tournament." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I go, my daughter's now getting in. She's like the manager at the at Carroll now, and so I guess one of the kids was saying something about IPA. I was like, "Yeah, I run that," and the kid's like, "What?" So yeah,
I
fun
think
stuff.
it's more interesting when you meet people that don't know about the site, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah, and then you point them to it, and like,
They're
"Oh,
like, there's a site for wrestling rankings. What is it called?
yes, yes." It's called IndianaMat. So, oh man, I didn't even realize you have a ring light now. Man, fancy.
Yeah, I do, man. I'm out here trying to jazz it up. I'm gonna get a backdrop soon.
Oh, I got. I mean, I have the green screen one if you want that one.
Man, I'm not that fancy yet.
So I got my other background behind me, baseball cards and wrestling singlets and a baseball bat. So
We're gonna have to get Eric out here some cigars. All right, man. I got a thing of cigars in right here.
nice.
Man, I'm a baby though. I smoke that thing. Be over.
so so yeah, we're gonna pretty much do Mondays, just so you guys know. I think that's a pretty open day for both of us. I'm in the travel ball world now with an 8-year-old. We're going to the show. We're going to the
Yeah.
show.
I remember when I was going to the show one time too.
At 8 years old. So
Yeah. I think I held that out until I was like 14, and then I realized that's really hard.
yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. So no, it's so I got travel ball on Sundays. So actually Sundays for 3 hours I get to like update IndianaMat. So that's actually a nice nice time to be able to sit and just no one's bothering me. I get to update IndianaMat, check up all the rankings and add results and things like that. So that's a very good time for IndianaMat. So we're gonna do Mondays for this year, at least for right now, until schedules change, because Mike has softball on pretty much any other day of the week,
Well,
right?
well, I mean, we have like a long Sunday now, so and we'll probably left on Friday, and OC's too cool to let me catch her anymore, so she gets she gets one of her teammates to catch her, and so basically like hanging out.
Nice. Oh, that'll work. So
Yeah, I got Kim's down there trashing my old knees, so she said my knees don't let me catch anymore. I did like have to go there one time without a bucket, man. And dude, I felt like my knees hurt for a week.
oh geez, yeah, that's not good to do for more than like 10 pitches. so so yeah, we got lots to talk about. Had
Yeah,
had lots of
uh,
Mike's rankings are already blown up from the
kind
magazine.
of right. Like this might be the first time we've had like a couple number ones not make it to the season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've actually, I mean, I guess they made it to practice. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's well, yeah. The preseason magazine. I was thinking about probably like Wednesday or Friday, maybe actually release those rankings on the site. But I almost kind of don't want to do it because they're going to be totally blown up, and you'll probably have new ones out next week.
yeah. Popey said put him number one at 106. Heavyweight horse, got him.
What?
Uh,
Just for his mustache?
the mustache and the mullet, man. You gotta let that run.
Where,
Um,
where's Popey wrestling? Popey, you wrestling in college? Where are you at?
they but yeah. So I mean, there was some movement around. We knew we had heard before the magazine was coming out that that Shep had got hurt, and it sounds like he's gonna be out for a pretty significant amount of time. Um, which I mean, I think it's tough. I mean, that's gonna be a big spot for Crown Point. Like they're a team that can create some depth, but that's probably one of their, if not their best guy, I would think. Um, but then we had possibly another one out due to transfer, which is it's always unfortunate.
Yeah,
And maybe one out for a wrestle off.
yeah,
That might be the first time that's happened to us.
yeah,
If it happened to me.
yeah, yeah. Now that one we didn't have on the bingo card. So yeah, we kind of knew. Obviously, like you said, Shepard out because of a injury. That's um, that's always kind of a weird because we knew. I mean, we got the news probably about pretty much right when you're putting the rankings together. So
I
it's
think
like you leave them
we
in
were.
there for an iteration, and but I mean, it's
I
a
know there's been some other guys in the past. I know Drew Walden was one of those guys too. That like he was out, and like you still want to recognize that that they're doing a good job.
mhm.
I think I already turned him in with Shep. Like Shep's were already in.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
know that what's unfortunate is he's a good kid, man. He's a
mhm.
really hard worker. Um, you hate to see that.
Yeah, no, you hate to, I mean, anybody that sucks, and hopefully he'll be able to come back for Fargo and maybe like U17s if he's eligible. Yeah, he should be eligible for U17s, I think, and stuff like that. If he had the surgery,
You
he
said
just had the surgery like
is
what
he a
last?
U17 returning champ? Did he win U17s?
No, he was. Yeah, he wasn't the champ there because he'd gone to Worlds. But
Yeah,
hopefully
right.
he. I mean, that's going to be. They'll be pushing it, but it just depends. I mean, he's 16 years old, so you heal up a lot better than you do at our age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, and like there's a bunch of ways that like people. I mean, everyone's season's gonna end at some point. You just hate like injuries, transfers, things like that. You don't want to
yeah,
see that.
yeah. So
Um,
I guess the transfer, James Hurdle Road from DeKalb, didn't want to represent the Wayne and win a title, and so he's at New Prairie, and sounds like his transfer is blocked. I guess from pretty reliable sources. So
yeah, I would say pretty reliable.
so
Man, that
unfortunately,
regional would have been nasty though. That'd have been a
yeah,
nasty regional
it's
at
still a
heavyweight.
nasty regional.
Yeah, that's still a nasty regional at heavyweight. But man, it was when we found out Hardo Row was going to New Prairie. It was like, dang man, it's gonna give him a couple opportunities to have a couple champs. That's a good regional, man. I mean, we kind of did. What was the numbers when we were doing it? Evansville had the most ranked kids. I think Newcastle had the least amount of ranked kids. Fort Wayne was bottom, and then East Chicago, but it was pretty significant.
Evansville
Evansville
had
was pretty high.
94.
So
Yeah, and Mooresville has 59 kids ranked. That's more
yeah,
than Fort Wayne and Newcastle.
yeah. So that Mooresville regional is pretty tough. I think that's an understatement. I mean, and I think what we say that the amount of guys that were returning with state experience was crazy high. That's not even counting the guys that are coming in,
Yeah,
like Case Bell, Trayvon Ducking, the smaller Shep, the smaller Day.
and that's not even
I mean,
counting
you're getting
Tommy
Zerrians.
Gibbs, who was a double All-American. Yeah, there's I
Yeah,
think 21. There's 17 or 18 in New Prairie that obviously included Hartle Road, so or in Crown Point Regional, which is pretty good too. That was a pretty loaded regional, uh, and and I think and that doesn't include a lot of the Lowell has some freshmen that are they have some bookend freshmen that are going to be pretty good. I guess we'll talk about them a
yeah,
little bit too.
yeah. Because Kevin blew me up. He's like, "How can we be ranked number 12 in the overall state and not be ranked in the 3?" I said, "I don't do the state rankings. It's for the teams. I only do the individual rankings. I do East Chicago semi-state and state. So when people are like 2 different guys do that, I do them both. But sometimes I'm doing them on different days. I have different feels.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, so that Mooresville regional is ridiculous, and I think it speaks to that area and how good it is. And I think some of those schools are, I don't want to say losing guys, like I don't, but some guys are going to other schools around that area to kind of get opportunities. Like Eli Olge left Brownsburg, he's at Tri West now. I think you don't know where your fit's going to be, so
yeah,
kind of spreading the wealth out over there.
yeah. What was it? And Luke, is it Lucas? Lucas Days at they're
Yeah,
both at
Lucas
Tri
Day.
West. So,
And that's the younger chef also at Plainfield, right?
yeah, I think
The
so.
youngest chef.
So yeah,
So
which that's
pretty
even from
interesting.
Avon. I mean, he's an
Yeah.
Avon kid. So
Well, I mean, think Avon's even, and they're going to be really deep. I think that they're looking at the team rankings, they're pretty high. Where they 5th?
yeah, they.
I mean, the top 3 are pretty legit. Those 3 are nationally ranked or borderline nationally ranked. But I mean, And then Avon's missing a kid that's probably semifinalist, you'd say,
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
he was a finalist in at Fargo, so yeah,
Yeah.
he might be able to make the semis
So
in Indiana. Yeah, they're missing both. I mean that adds that 20 points to them, and they're sitting right behind Center Grove.
yeah,
So
all same regional.
yeah,
So
yes, jeez, that is a brutal
thanks
regional.
contenders and Red Cobra, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Parrish.
Yeah, man. I mean, if anyone wants to get the sneak peek at the magazine, just go follow the contenders page.
Yes, yes, yeah. They'll just
I had a text. So my brother does the youth rankings now, handed off from the great guest star Eric Newell, and what was handed down from the great guest star Hector Mendez. You
yes,
might have seen him live on ESPN dancing when his son won an NCAA championship. You might recognize him more from his dance moves. But man, I told my brother, I was like, I didn't know you were such a Contenders fan because it was like 1 through 7 or something was all Contenders kids, and then like 9.
Did he tell you about the one? Like I asked him for the rent. Kind of just give me a little bit of a rundown. And the one kid, he gave me the listing, and I was able to find 9 of 10. And the one we were trying to figure out, and like I had like five. He had wrestled for Avon in some duels. I think his track profile said Noblesville. I asked the Contenders guy, and he said, "Well, maybe like Hamilton Heights." End up being like Hamilton Southeastern.
So, so
It's like
he's
four or
been
five
around.
schools.
Well, dude, all the Indiana kids are all trying to go to Mount Carmel now.
Yeah.
Eric said he's stuck on the Indy kids. Mount Carmel's be running. We got one back though. We can talk about that. We got one.
Oh no, we just lost you. That's a good. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that was a bad picture, man. I feel like it freezes when I'm in my worst. Uh,
Yeah, we got one back.
yeah, we got one back from Illinois,
Yeah, so that.
which was pretty good. That was kind of a late breaking one too.
Yeah, that was a. I know you kind of said that there's some chirping going around, but you never know until it actually happens. And I mean, we always hear. I mean, there's always rumors going on. Oh, this guy's going to transfer. This is going to happen. So usually it's. We wait until we actually get good. Like they're actually at that school or they're actually at that weight.
I mean, sometimes that doesn't even work because I think at one point Ben Davino was in Crown Point, and then
Yes.
I think he pulled out.
Yeah.
So Ben Davino that just beat Nick Bouzakis at an Open,
Yeah.
so not bad.
Oh yeah, no, that should be yeah. So yeah, lots of fun movement going to be in the rankings. Big match this week. Warren Central and Brownsburg. That is Wednesday, so that should be a
Man,
pretty good one. And I was texting with Snyder. I'm like, because I know he doesn't like wrestling early because usually they don't hit the mats till after Thanksgiving. I'm like, you guys are wrestling Warren this week? He's like, yeah, I don't like it. I feel like we're like not. He like this is not like usual for him, and so he's like freaking out. And
how
I'm
many
like,
football kids do they have? Their football team's in the semi-state, right?
yeah, I don't think. I mean, their top three in the upper weights don't play football, so
No.
those are the big ones you got to worry about. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So you
I
got
guess
number
maybe
1
none
and
of the
7,
guys.
and that'll be interesting. I mean, I think Brownsburg is, I told Derek, I go, it's not like your kids, just got out of football or haven't been wrestling all year round. It's like, none of those kids take breaks, so I think they'll be fine. But they wanted to get, something a little earlier because of Iron Man, get a couple events in so they can kind of see where they're at and test themselves, and that's a good test. Well, Warren Central will be a good one. So you got a good
Not
top 10 matchup first week. Maybe you just drive down to Warren on Wednesday. Except I could see Ryan Myers wrestle off at the blue and white wrestle off too. So I don't know.
They yeah, that's tough, man. Right off the gate, that's a tough duel. I mean, both those teams are good. They're well coached. I mean, Warren Central has some, we gotta try to find. They got 3 medalists returning.
They got Easley and
With easily, they got
Easley, Kressel,
Carberry, Cressel.
and then
So
yeah, they should. Who did
Donald
they?
Bowie, South. Brownsburg's stacked, man. That
Yeah,
was looking at their team. They're pretty stacked. I'm sure everyone's kind of looking forward to that Crown Point Brownsburg matchup. Center Grove reloaded too.
yeah,
Um, you get the Malones coming over from Monrovia. You got Peyton Hornsby coming over from New Palestine.
yeah.
Not bad pickups. Yeah, Warren does
Yeah.
have a world.
Yep, and Coach Gwazowski is
How did that happen?
um from some rumors I have heard from an Asian friend. Uh, he said that the rumors. I think he had his fiance or wife is from Indy. So
Wasn't he on staff at Cornell last year?
yeah, he was at Cornell. So I don't know what that's what brought him to India, because I saw that he was doing some clinics at Contenders and some other place. Like I think he was at New Pal. He was doing clinics around India. I'm like, that's like he's from North Carolina, or no, he's from New York. He's from New York, but he was in North Carolina, North NC State and stuff. And it's like, what's going on? So from what I gathered, I believe his wife or fiance is from Indy. So I don't know if this is going to be something permanent, or it might be a 1 year thing and he's going to North Carolina or going wherever. But yeah, he was just in the wrestling for the Olympic spot a few months ago. So that's not bad.
Not a bad pickup. Nah, I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's as an assistant coach. Hey, why don't you come help our big guys? So maybe he can wrestle Forrester.
Behind Kyle Ayers, it's Kyle Ayers, then Gwiz.
Yeah.
I disrespect my guy for reaching.
How many state titles did he win?
This year with the White Sox being so bad.
Yes. Oh boy, the White Sox. Oh.
Is that man? Yeah, I was a year. Yeah, so a lot of movement in the rankings already. Kind of some lineup changes and stuff. Possibly probably 3 new number ones, which is wild because we let the magazine come out kind of later than normal.
Yeah. We tried to late, get down a little bit, after we have some good information, and I need to have more motivation earlier in the year to get some of the other stuff done. But I think having it either within the first week of the season starting, I think is always a good time, because that's when people are getting on the website and kind of remembering that actually wrestling is taking place. And it looks like a lot of people like it. I did see one mistake in it when I was doing some stuff, and no one said anything to me that Warren Central ranked twice in the team rankings.
Double tough.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So state rankings changes. The big news, obviously, there. Any other big movements that kind of just looking at some of the guys that are ranked.
We had 2 out-of-state move-ins that are pretty significant. Lucas Zaborski over at Crown Point.
Yep.
Number 2 at 215. I see that they're already eyeing a showdown with the
Weaver.
number 1. Yeah, Weaver. I seen a nice message that we'll see in February. I texted Bill. I said, I think you guys can see in December, right? Yeah. Like they're both gonna be at Iron Man.
Yeah, that's gonna. Iron Man's gonna be pretty fun. I think number 1, I think Weaver has just continued to get a lot better. He jumped some levels in the past year.
Yeah.
And Iron Man has quite a few guys from Indiana will be there, which will be cool. Because it seems that's there it is. So I need to actually talk. Brownsburg is taking their full team. I'm pretty positive. Center Grove will probably take based on what they did last year, they'll probably take 10 to 12 guys. I don't know exactly where they're going to fill in some up at top. I don't know what they're going to have. If they have guys they think they can go, that can compete, they'll take them there. But if they're thinking they're going to go 0-2, I mean, kind of like last year, they're like, we're not going to take everybody because that's, they can, because they have a pretty decent event they're sending their varsity B to, and they can get good matches there and do well. Crown Point will be taking their full team. Modern Day's there. I assume, again, that's going to probably be 3 to 5, 6 kids. I don't know exactly who they. How many do they have ranked? They have 5 ranked. So I would say those 5 would be the most likely to go. Iron Man doesn't want you to bring your fluff. they already had trouble running late last year. So Rossville, I assume at least one Weaver. I don't know if any others, because was it Luke? Is that right? The younger brother.
Yep.
He had a real good IPO and had a real good, was he runner up at preseason nationals. So I would like to see him there because I think he's starting to make jump levels just like his brother, which is kind of scary. And then Purdue Polytech, Silas is going to go. Warren Central is going to be there. I assume, again, that could be 3-5 kids. I don't know. I have not reached out to those coaches yet. Probably will once we get closer. See exactly what their plans are for that kind of stuff. But it's really cool to see a diverse group of guys from teams from Indiana going there and testing the waters, and that's good for Indiana, and it's great exposure there.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's one of those things also that, like, for a while, I'm sure no one thought that was going to happen. Like when we had the travel restrictions, and it was kind of hard. And, there's always talk of it kind of getting lifted, and then when it got lifted, those teams were able to venture out and get into those events, which is really cool.
Yeah, and they kind of, as soon as that happened, I know the director got bombarded pretty quickly, and originally their answer was no, we're full, and they ended up fitting Brownsburg and Crown Point in, so which I was nice of them, and that's good that they were able to do that. And now we have 7 teams represented, which will be pretty cool. Yeah. So, and it's awesome exposure. I mean, there's so many D1 coaches and actually even D2, D3 coaches that are there. That are looking for talent, and it's a fun tournament. Of course, you keep scheduling softball tournaments that weekend.
I know. I was jacked too. I thought, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be able to go this time. And then I think it's on a different. I don't know like how the schedule worked out, because I know I was gonna miss Harvest, but I usually thought it was gonna be on the weekend of the Trikoff. So then I found out I was the same weekend I was gone.
Yeah, I don't like what Derek said. He thought it was going to shift back. Like, I think everything basically shifted back a week, and they stayed on like the same week. So that kind of screwed. Snyder said when I was talking to him today, he said something like it. Yeah, that kind of screwed us up because I was planning on wrestling a little bit earlier because of that. I was expecting that to shift back, and it didn't. So, yeah, it's on a different weekend this year. So that should be, I don't know what the scheduling is, but they literally take the day off of school. They get a half a day on Thursday, the kids at that school, and then there's no school on Friday, which is just, it baffles me. But they're private school, so they do what they want.
Yeah. And then the other out-of-state number one, Evan Stanley, coming over from Illinois. Indiana kid, was at Mount Carmel, medalist last year, won IPO.
Yeah.
Tough weight, really tough weight. He's Lowell, which is Lowell's gonna be stacked. I thought like Lowell added some really talented freshmen. They have they have 4 guys in the top 10, top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a really they're going to be pretty tough. Tough. Say, I know a couple of people asked me about Hazlett, and I'm like, he's pretty good.
Pretty good. I I've known him since he was a little kid. His parents or his mom, both his parents went to IndianaMat. His uncle's pretty good for the Warriors. He's pretty talented. I mean, if they can keep him out there, I think he's going to be really good. Ultra athletic, fast, explosive.
Yeah, and he's gonna be fun to watch. And go watch some of his videos on. He's pretty impressive. Gonna be ranked number 2, so that's you don't see many freshmen at heavyweight ranked number 2. So
12-11, Lowell at Hobart. That'd be a good duel. Hobart's gonna be pretty good too. They're pretty solid across the board. Aiden Costello down at 65 for Super 32. That was pretty impressive. He had a really good run.
Yeah. I think it was due to illegally having like 3 or 4 coaches in the corner. They're trying to pull the pen on everybody. So, but yeah, no, he had a real good, really, really, really good Super 32 and got some national, got some national recognition for. I mean, that's not an easy run to make. He beat 3 or 4 nationally ranked guys and kind of didn't just beat 1 or 2. He made it sure that he was going to in. Kind of pretty impressive. I'm sure some coaches have been calling him and asking about him. So, overcoming some very sketchy coaching from Johansson. But, everyone has obstacles they have to clear, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to. Lowell adding Noel Verduzco. He had a really good IPO also. He won a stacked weight, right? He was champ.
Yeah, he was champ at 109. He'll be up at 113. So yeah, he won a pretty good weight with a lot of guys, that were pretty tough. Kind of would have been fun to see him at 113, just to see him more with some of the Indiana kids there.
Well, he wrestled 13 at Super 32 and had a really good run, right?
Yeah, he had
he was the only Indiana guy to medal at 13 at Super 32.
Who?
No, Verduzco.
He didn't medal.
Oh, I thought he did.
No.
Maybe he lost in the round of medal.
He was pretty close, though. I know that. Let's see.
So Costello's a boiler.
Yes, he is. Yes. Consolation. Where did that go?
That New Prairie duel. What day was that? I seen someone post it. 12-18. That's a nice little rivalry.
Yes.
Joe Stanley said he beat the 113-pound champ at Super 32 for my.
He was. He made day 2. I think that's where he's at. He made day 2 and lost in the first match, so he was in the top 12, 16. I think he made either he made day 2 or he didn't. He made just one away. But
pretty tough.
Yeah, that's at 113. Right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he was right there in the mix for the number 1 spot too. Just at that point, you're kind of, going whether way. A couple number 1 freshmen, right? What do we have freshman wise? Number 1's 3.
Yeah, Daniel Brown, which will not be.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see where. Yeah.
Case Bell over Shutley. And Shutley returning champ. I'm sure that we're not getting much love out of Ron Colley right now. Bell's placed at Fargo a couple times. He's pretty good. That's that one there.
He was runner up at 123 at IPO.
Yeah, he had a real good and not cutting any weight. And then 140 or 150. Or 57.
57, right?
Yeah, Staples. He had a real good. He's always been really good, and he had a really good IPO. And thankfully, it was Jacob Weaver. Why was I thinking Luke Weaver?
Luke Weaver is the freshman brother, right?
Yes. There's a lot of Weavers. So yes, pretty much all of those top 5, about of the top 10. I think there were probably 7 or 8 of those guys at IPO, and they all beat each other, so made rankings a lot.
Yeah.
It did not sort much out. So that was, Staples won the weight, or no, he was runner up. I think he was runner up, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
to a kid from Florida. So, but
Florida represented at IPO,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they
Come
had a
visit
real good,
Sunshine in Fort Wayne.
yeah, yeah. They liked Fort Wayne, I think. So hopefully they come back. We got some friends there, so maybe they'll continue to push it.
I know I
So
was trying to get him into the Carnahan. Said you guys love Florida so much, come up in December to Crown Point.
nothing better than that. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, that
Now,
that
now I know that Eric's out here selling cigars on the down low. It makes it a little bit better.
yeah, yeah. So they yeah, that should be. I mean, 157 is kind of a really wide open weight class. That's going to be a fun one. Kind of, we were talking kind of offline. 150 is really loaded.
Yeah.
Doster, Hyvert, Reynolds, top three. That's pretty good. I mean, those guys are contenders, and it's you almost
Well,
wonder if maybe one of them might sneak up to 157.
well,
But
some of those guys are kind of landlocked too.
yeah,
You know, I mean, Hyver can go up, but then when you do a Staples, you bumping Staples, moving Lewis down.
yeah,
Well, what are you doing with Brownsburg's lineup's pretty stacked. I mean, I'm sure they're finessing in there. I know Parker does a good job. I think he had he had a good run at a couple of tournaments. I know he's getting some good looks from some colleges.
yeah. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how that shakes out. Obviously,
And Dasta's a returning champ.
yeah,
One of the 3 season returning champs.
yep. Rutgers commit just officially
Rutgers
signed.
commit.
Gonna go to Jersey from New Haven to New Jersey. So that should be that's
Good
a
get for them.
yeah. Bruce Wood put together. I'll have to share this with you. Yeah, he put together, and I know he does it on the college wrestling board. Tried to put together all the Indiana kids on college rosters, and it's pretty impressive list of over is it 300? It's just under 300 kids on college rosters. Is pretty. I was looking at it, and I'm like, he originally didn't have like the team, schools they went to, so I gave him the information to be able to pull at least some of it, and there's some of them I didn't even know, and I'm like looking at some of these schools where some of these guys are. I'm like, oh, that guy, he's still wrestling, so that should it's kind of neat to see some of the kids that you didn't realize were still wrestling in college, and so
Yeah.
pretty neat
Indiana's
to see.
doing
I think he usually shares that on the college board, but it's pretty neat. 300 kids, and there's some at some just like random schools. You're like, oh, we have a kid at Upper Iowa. I'm like, oh, I better kind of keep an eye on that stuff. I got to do my Rep Indiana stuff, right?
What are they? Are they like the Peacocks or something? Upper
Yeah, I
Iowa?
believe so. There's there's just some like random schools that I didn't really like. I didn't even know they had wrestling. Like Alton Mullinax is at Aurora. Don't
Nice.
know where that is exactly.
It's in Illinois. We had a girl playing softball there.
Okay.
I think that's where Izzy Martinez went. Not Aurora, the college, but he's from Aurora.
Yeah. We have Devin Dudley from, I don't have this school. He's at Life College, Life University. You got a couple kids at Luther, which I didn't.
Life University has like strong women's wrestling, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty good. Pretty good. I think it's in Georgia. They're pretty good boys team too.
They have is that chiropractor school?
I think it is. Yes, they won. They beat Grand Valley in NAI a few years ago. Big upset. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see just some of the random Pikesville. Brandon did it. Is that Pikesville? I believe I want to say that's in West Virginia or something. But I remember. I think I posted his thing and I was like, "Where is that?" Some kind of small schools, but it's kind of neat to see Indiana kids going, branching out past, Indiana and kind of getting in other schools and seeing how the things go. So it's always good to make new friends and get out of Indiana sometimes. I did it
Yeah.
and survived.
Get some opportunities, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, anytime, you got a lot of opportunities, especially small school wise, if you want to wrestle. And it's not just in Indiana. Ohio has a lot of small schools, and Michigan has a ton of them. And just anyway. So Rankings, talked about them. Uh, how did you think I always like doing the power poll is always one of my favorite things to kind of just figure out once we get there. Um,
Yeah.
how did it shake out? Fairly, kind of what you kind of would think it would, or were you surprised by
Man,
anybody?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't ever really look at it until it comes up. It's like I
Yeah,
don't even know how to score it. I never think about it. I mean, you see how the rankings go. I mean, you get the inside pass. I think we have a couple other people that have access to it. Like 1 through 10 are generally pretty easy. Like those guys are, for the most part, like that. And then that 10 through 20 or 10 through probably 30, like 11 through 30, is a lot tougher. It like there's guys outside of that top 20 that are like, man, you're like, I can't believe I'm leaving this guy out. And then I don't ever really put numbers on it. I don't put that number out until like afterwards. So I don't always know how it's gonna to shake, but um, I'm sure. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't really look at it. What was it? It was Brownsburg, Crown Point, Center Grove.
yeah, and then New Prairie was obviously pretty high too. They were fourth,
Yeah, yeah.
and
2 1s and a couple high medals. I mean, Devin Kendricks is high. Hyvert's not a 1, but he's pretty high. What was
yeah,
he? He's a 2.
yeah, he's a two.
Jaden Lewis. Jaden Lewis is gonna go 65 now, 44. So it changes ranking some, but sometimes when you move guys like in the rankings, they end up being in the same spot they were ranked before.
Yeah,
It's like weird.
yeah. So
We,
yeah, no,
we got Eric in here. We're not even talking about one of the craziest jumps in recent history. Like I'm hearing that Tegan Noel's going to wrestle 44 this year from 106. Like there's some jumps, but that's a huge jump.
so
I mean, he's got the height for sure.
so is Eric. Not only Eric is listening to that, so is Tegan.
Did I see Tegan all summer, and I was like, this dude's gonna be pretty big. Like he's riding his bike. I'm like, I don't think 13's in his future. So
He said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna get big." And hey,
I mean, Crown Point might have 2 medalists. Like where that one froze at. Looked like I was like Tupac praying.
yes. And once you get on your rants, it freezes. I don't know why. It's not me doing
Because
it.
man, I think it's the man trying to hold me down.
Yes.
They don't want to hear about weight gains and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you said
Don't get me started on this. I went to this Pierce middle school wrestling meet. Man, $2 for 2 cookies, bro. These busted cookies.
you're helping the kids out.
No, you are not. You're not. The kids ain't seeing those cookie money.
I'm gonna maybe make my internet a little bit faster. I don't know. We'll make it faster. So yeah. So you said might have 2 state medalists at one of. You know what? Those 106 pounders from Crown Point grew up to be big. Because I don't know if you've seen Sammy Goen, but he was wrestling 184 and he ain't small.
Man, we seen him. Man, when we seen him at
State.
the bar when we were at lunch, he was big.
Yeah.
He got tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I bring up Tyjon Newell, it always wants to freeze on me.
Yes. The man's holding you down.
I did get to see the brick he's taking home at Pierce. Took down the Willow Creek. I don't even know what they are. I'm not as familiar with the middle school names.
I got to keep up with we're gonna have 3 middle schools. I got to keep up with all of them.
Man.
Yeah. So
You guys took that L to Crown Point in football, though, huh?
Yes, we did. Man, I don't know. Did you watch any of that?
Nope. Not a single play.
Samborski scored I was watching a little bit early on, and Samborski had a really good touchdown. It was a 15-yard run, but he ran about 65 yards. So they had him stopped at one end, and then he just reversed, and no one was on the backside, and he just ran all the way. I was like, "Oh, you kidding me?"
Him with that Bo Jackson from Techno Bowl?
Yes, pretty much, yes.
Bro, you got the cheat code.
Yeah,
He's pretty good at football.
yeah. He's going to Ball State, I believe, in football.
I believe
heard that right.
Yeah, I think Ball State. Where's the quarterback from Carroll's going somewhere, right?
He's going to Iowa.
Oh, so he doesn't like offense. No, I'm not saying that. My boy Leighton Jones is
Yeah,
there.
Leighton actually was asking about him at Team State last year. He's like, "Oh, isn't there a Carroll kid committed to?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So, yeah, he that'll be a good one. So his actually that kid's cousin played on Rocco's baseball team last year. So
The quarterback, Crown Point's pretty good. Their quarterback's going Miami, Ohio. He was also a Hobart kid at some point.
yeah, they one of their linemen. I want to say he's going to Western. They have one of Carroll's linemen's D1 guy. I think they might have a couple other guys that might be going to college. I'd have to. I want to say Western Michigan or Western Illinois. He might be at Leatherneck, but so not bad. So yeah, Garrett's in the semi-state. Garrett and Lewis.
Man, a lot of football, a lot of good wrestling schools that are still playing football, right?
Yeah, Crown
Brownsburg,
Point,
Center Grove,
Crown Point, Center Grove, and Brownsburg.
Westfield. The rematch from last year, Westfield, Crown Point.
That should be a good one. Yeah.
Andrea, not a strong wrestling school, but also in the semi-state.
Yeah. Nick, we're not talking about the Blitz Fort Wayne guy who calls guys good wrestlers that were fifth at sectional.
Is that the dude that keeps posted on the Facebook? He keeps like the rankings, like number 6 ranked, also plays football.
No, there's a Fort Wayne guy that he has a persona, and last week he was talking about the Knox who Garrett was playing, and they said they're one of their linemen was that he was a really good wrestler and stuff, and he also but didn't mention anything about the Garrett kid, Aiden Hunt, who was a semi-state kid last year. Like that, he mentioned Hunt, but didn't mention that he was decent at wrestling. And so Nick got his panties in a bunch, which he should, because he wants to promote his program. And then so I looked it up, and I'm like, this kid's not even good. He was fifth at sectional.
Hey man, why are you disrespecting the grind, man? Remember what did Gable say about everyone that's wrestled? Doesn't matter how good you are, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Dang.
But it is neat that Hoosier Gridiron, whatever, they keep posting all the they posted pretty much all of Hobart's lineup from 144 on up, pretty much, and kind of cool to give them props for dual sport athletes that are doing stuff like that. So,
yeah, anything after wrestling season. I don't know if that's the one, but he said that too. Check out my guy Danny Bell doing a show. He had Jim Watkins on tonight. The legend.
Are we gonna have to are we really clashing with Danny Bell though?
I mean, he was on, so I don't think. I think your 8:30 or my 8:30 and your 8:30 are different. So I think we came on after. If you want your 2 hours of wrestling, Phil, So
yeah,
I seen Joe Hanson's gonna be on next week. So, dudes, hide your ladies.
Johansson has a lady, doesn't he?
But I'm just saying he's eye candy.
Oh,
you don't want those
okay.
coaches like that.
What's that tattoo? That's an arm sleeve. I mean, in the region, that's like gold, isn't it?
I think so. That it takes a while to get one of those. It's a lot of work. It's like old boy said, winning a Big Ten title is like growing a good mullet. It's like getting an arm sleeve.
Yes. Yeah.
Takes time, patience.
They don't just hand those out in Hobart, do they?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if there is. I guess like over by the mall is kind of Hobart, so I guess there's some tattoo places over there. I was trying to think like an actual Hobart if there's any like tattoo spots.
Magic marker and pizza puffs. That's what it is. I haven't had one of those for a while.
Man, I feel like they went away from the extra greasy, and now everyone's doing air fried, and it makes me so sad. Yeah. Like if I want to eat a pizza puff, I want to die.
I want to take a year off my life.
I want a good heart.
Yeah. Yeah, clog those arteries. If the arteries aren't clogged, it just doesn't have the same effect, does it?
Nick got 260 and a 219 tat. Okay.
He's got
run out of area codes, my friend. You're gonna start thinking the telephone number.
Yeah, he's from New Prairie. They have a 260 and they have a 219 and a 574 area code.
Dude, they're like right on the line too.
Yeah. Yeah, their school literally has a 219 and a 574 area code for their for the school phone numbers. So,
Dude, Joe Hanson ain't wrong. If you ain't peeling that like wrapper off of your pizza puff, you ain't even eating a pizza puff.
you should ask for a refund.
You're eating a hot pocket. Dude. Stop playing.
Yeah. Nice. So, yeah. See, we're on food. We're on number 4, food. I think people like us having like a something that we're talking about. Yeah. Where are we going to eat this year? Any good place? State is back in Indy, and Girls State is actually.
Everyone keeps asking.
Yeah. Girls State is at the Farmers Coliseum, the State Fairgrounds, Pepsi Coliseum. Really? Yeah, that's where they're having it. I talked to Mr. Falcons a little bit. He said he's pretty excited. I'm excited for it.
I special call for Mr. Falcons. That was exciting.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into detail, but
yeah, I mean,
you don't always expect that call to get NCAA champs numbers.
No,
that's accurate.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a very you get calls. Obviously we get these calls from numbers you don't know, and it was an Indy number, so I looked it up. It says IHSA. I go, oh, I better answer this one. This will be a fun one.
Just double checking and making sure you're coming back to the show.
Yes. So yeah, so the girls are going to be there. That's a really cool venue. I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. And
Eric said he's happy we're finally talking about food. He used to have to cut the show off last year at this time. That was when Tegan had to go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, Adrian Godinez. Can you pronounce your name? Godinez. Yes, you're better at pronouncing those names. Microwave pizza puffs. No, that's a sin.
Unless you like reheating it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a reheated one.
You don't have leftovers of pizza puffs. Come on.
No, come on now.
So yeah, girls. I did see the IHSA minutes actually did come out, and girls that wrestled at sectional last year basically can elect to wrestle boys for the remainder of their careers. I think, what do we have, like 4 that are doing it?
Is it 4? I thought it was 3. I didn't know if there was a 4th.
Kaplan, Isabel Kaplan from West Lafayette, Ocampo, yep. Juliana. Only Juliana is allowed to, because I believe Isabel she didn't wrestle at sectional. So, and then both the Kroll sisters are wrestling boys. And from what it says, it's for the rest of their careers. It's a one-time. You're declaring you're finishing your career. So Kaplan, I believe she's a junior, if I'm not mistaken. But she'll wrestle another year after that.
I don't know. Speedway Tornadoes have really dropped off, man. I feel like they're not as good as they were when I was 20. Now if I eat a tornado from Speedway, I get heartburn for 2 weeks.
Maybe
that happened the day I turned 40.
Yeah. Yes, maybe something with you being 40. Possibly.
Man, you know what, dude? This is a real thing. So I know I'm sidestepping this girls wrestling thing. I want to come back to that. You ever had I always wanted to try those like hot tamale, like hot mama, like pickled sausages. I ate one time. Dude, I felt like I had heartburn for like a month. Dude, I could never want to get it. It tasted terrible. I don't know why I wanted to try it, but it tasted like vomit in my mouth for like a month.
What are those?
Dude, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Jeez. Have you had Heine's chicken yet, though? I know you got ripped on for not knowing what Heine's chicken is in the region.
I have. It was good. I like it.
Okay.
I know. I almost lost my hood card.
I mean,
I took the girls to the hood the other day. Honestly, I had to take them the same way we went. When we went to Mount Carmel, nice. I showed them where Artie's mixing the 1s and 2s on Friday nights. So we got to take 25th from Grant Street all the way up to through Hammond, back road to OC's Future College. Nice. Bro, I'm sending this to you right now.
Okay.
Bro, it's gross.
Speedway Tornado plus a C4. Oh, jeez.
Dude, that's how you wake up. That's how you know you're living.
Yes. Oh my.
Yeah. So crazy that because I thought like they weren't gonna allow the girls to wrestle. I wonder why they ended up allowing it, because I thought that was like the thing the whole time.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised they went through with that. I honestly, I'm glad that Ocampo and Kroll can finish their careers. I'd have been fine with 1 year, but they kind of had to make a blanket rule for everybody and not just two people. So I'm glad they did that. I think that's a really progressive uh, thing to do. And basically, they had to make a. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
like.
delicious, right? God bless you, Kim.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Uh,
That's giving you.
Dude, get you a see Jay Purdy knew what was up.
You want a mama.
And so did
Oof.
Nick Duke. Um, yeah, I thought that was like one of those things. Yeah, it's cool that they're gonna be able to do it. Obviously, they had a lot of success. I know Benz was stirring it up a little bit, and he said he was gonna post it about like the opposite genders competing in the sport. I guess it's only a one-way street.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, I'm glad they can finish their careers there, and that's kind of what I didn't want the girls wrestling to be held up because of two girls that were having an immense amount of success, and I think the HSA did a really good job with that, and that's in the bylaws now that if something like that happens again, they can continue to participate in those sports.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's going to happen again. So at least those girls can say, "Hey, there's a rule in the HSA bylaws because of me."
Tell us how you really feel, Joe. Eric's right. This is the most politically correct answer ever.
Yes, I got it. I'm an IHSA employee now, so
I know. You got that IHSA polo right under that IndianaMat
yes.
shirt. I see how this goes.
Got
We
to.
don't speak our mind anymore. All right. No, it is good. I was happy because I think that was like one of those things. Like I didn't know how they were going to do it, but I had heard they were going to go. It was going to be one way, right?
Yeah.
And it's it's good. Good for them. It's
Yep.
awesome.
And
it'd be a good opportunity for some other girls to win women's state titles in Indiana that might not have won on those weights with those girls.
yeah, because
I
they're
mean, Heather Crawl's number one ranked girl in the country, right? Or is she number two now? She went to who's number one?
yeah. I think she lost at who's number one, so I think she's number two. Ocampo was ranked number two in the rankings. So I don't know. I looked at them briefly. I didn't. I'm gonna probably post those later this week. Kind of highlight the girls that are ranked there. But we have quite a few girls that are ranked nationally, and it's pretty cool to see. We're having a lot of success. Obviously, Olympics we had a little bit of success.
Yeah.
Possibly like a gold medalist or something.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. So,
And there's a dude. Man. That's not the Long John Silver's. There's one in Crown Point too. We go to the nice Long John Silver's in Crown Point.
there's a nice and not nice one.
Dude, the one by Calumet, I don't know if I'd go there. I used to go there. I'm not gonna lie. I do love some Long John Silver's. It's in my soul. If you grew up in the township, you had to love Long John Silver's. I'm sorry. If you're not going there to get extra crumbs, what do you even?
I maybe have been to Long John Silver's once in my life.
Well, that's
I
how
haven't
know a lot
lived.
about you.
They're not very popular in this area. I think there's one in Huntington. I think that's
What do you guys like, Captain D's or something?
Captain D's. We don't have any good fish places around here. We have Fish of Stro.
We got sharks.
We don't have no sharks up here in Dwayne. That's our problem. That's why we're not tough. We don't have a little bit of.
Dude, you're saying it, not me.
They're not fishing the St. Mary's here to for fried fish around here and then making us tough. I mean, are there any? I mean, where are they getting all that fish from anyway? For Long John Silver's there.
Dude, I mean, are we really calling it fish? I don't know. Man, I'm gonna tell you this story like about a police officer that I know that I might play fantasy football with.
No, jeez.
Remember when everyone was getting those Popeyes chicken sandwiches? Everyone that was like the crazy, right? People were getting shot for Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
I was living in Cherville, and he called me and was like, "Hey, can you come get me? Can you go to Popeyes and pick me up a chicken sandwich?" And I was like, "Why can't you go in there?" He's like, honestly, bro, because I busted some people in there. I feel like I go in there, they're gonna spit on my food, but they won't spit on your food. I said, man, Popeye's
Nice.
doing you guys like that. Crown Point got Popeyes too. They're trying to diversify their food.
Hey, we got Popeyes. We have Popeyes around here. I like Popeyes. That's a good place to eat. So
They're getting out of Robinson Lake. That's where we're getting the Lon John Silver's fish. I wouldn't eat fish out there either. I wouldn't eat fish out of Lake Michigan either.
You what? No, man, that's nice. Good old fashioned.
Nope. I see the analytical. I'm good.
You've seen what they dump in there?
Nah, I can't say that. I'm an employee now. No comment.
No comment. Oh, politically correct answer.
Yeah. So the girls' state finals gonna be at the fairgrounds. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I hope they make it like I think they've done a good job the last couple of years making it a big event.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'd be really cool.
Yeah. I'm glad they found a cool a cool venue for it. That's huge, and it's not that the high school Kokomo's gym was great. It was a real, but at the same time, putting it in an arena is gonna make it next level. And I'm glad the IHSA that's one thing. You can say what you want to say about the IHSA, but they want to put their state finals in prime locations and great places, to showcase the kids, and that's huge. I mean, football finals are at Lucas Oil, basketball, wrestling's at Gainbridge. Is it still called Gainbridge? I don't know. Sometimes it's. I think it's still good. Whatever it's called. It's been so long since we've been there.
Summer.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw Caitlin Clark get the first triple double there.
Nice.
Pretty good. I wasn't even aware that's a hard thing for girls. Everyone was going nuts. I said, man, I seen Russell Westbrook do this whole season. And I asked a couple girls on our team that play basketball. I was like, is that hard? They're like, yeah, it's really hard.
Nice.
Didn't you know?
Yeah.
Clap also.
Yeah.
It was. I would tell you though, the seats were expensive. It was the worst seat I've ever had in that place. Dude, I don't know how people sit that high up there. Holy smokes, I felt like I was gonna fall. I guess that's me being bougie about our seating at the state finals.
You get spoiled with those good IndianaMat prime seats.
I know.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought.
No.
Imagine that.
So yeah, Nick was asking. There should be. We already said it. There's 5 girls, both Kroll sisters, or 4.
I was gonna say there's 5 now. The list is growing as we talk on the show.
No, there's 4. The 2 Kroll sisters, Juliana, and Isabel Kaplan. From what I have gathered, I don't think anyone else has, according to what Brandon has told me and what I've kind of put together, it appears those are the only 4. I think there may be a couple more that could have. I know Mo, Cantu, both could have, but I've gotten good word from people that they are wrestling girls.
Well, I think. Oh no, I'm not gonna go that. I don't want to say that. But do you think the Haggard, Hershey, and Zelt High School Wrestling Weekly will be covering the Indiana Girls State Finals?
Yes, I'm sure they will be.
I know, isn't Dustin Benz, the newly elected official in Madison County, doing a guest spot on the High School Wrestling Weekly this upcoming week, or are you doing it?
No, I think he did it yesterday, so I gotta listen in. I gotta start getting those. I need to start putting those on our podcast page because they started way early, and so I gotta get those updated and see how those things go. So.
Newly Hall of Fame High School Wrestling Weekly, right?
Yes, they are in the Hall of Fame. Dane and Rex, so they were inducted. Dane's running the show now. He's like the Hall of Fame coordinator. So starting to, we're just infiltrating different. I'm infiltrating the IHSA. Dane's doing the Coaches Association. Dustin's infiltrating school boards. So we're just.
How he's working security for Taylor Swift.
Yes, and
And me and
shaking
Caleb were
down
just trying to
coaches
stay
that give
focused.
him false information. So don't. That's the last person. That's the last ranker I'd give false information to because he's a cop. So
Eric said he's gonna be covered for IndianaMat. Can we get him a press pass?
sure, yeah, we'll have some photographers there and stuff. So yeah, he can cover it, go live, do interviews. He'll be our girls correspondent. Yeah. The USA bracketing system. That's been fun with the girls. I guess it's just girls this year that they're using that. If you're trying to find girls brackets, they're on usabracketing.com. It. I'm curious of how it. I think how people are able to use it and stuff, but
Is it better or worse than Flow Arena?
better than Flow Arena. It's very similar to
Okay.
track. It's just a matter of kind of figuring out how things work and everything. So it's learning. There's a learning curve, but I've been able to pull information and I almost
Flow
have
Arena's trash.
a lot of the girl stuff in the system of duels and stuff. So
Are we not supposed to say that? They're not like part of our group, right? We can't. Can we say Flow Arena's trash? That's like my least favorite place
nah,
to find results.
I don't care about that. They're not in
Okay.
our. They're not in our clique.
Cool.
We're team IndianaMat, team Mat Scouts. So, but yeah, hopefully, hopefully we. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I just hope that we can somehow get everyone on the same page of reporting results. That's my biggest thing. So
But how are you gonna stop people from scouting you, Joe?
I don't know. That's a
How are how are you gonna like not let people know you're dropping a weight at the end of the year? Come on, dude. Keep this on the down low.
yeah, because no one talks anymore. They just keep it on the down low and then bust out the brackets at sectional. Oh, he's going down. Okay, yeah, we kind of already knew. So yeah, but no, we have enough connections that he can't do that anymore. You can try. That's a good try. So, um, it does have a dashboard. If you go in there for a tournament, there is a dashboard. It pretty much looks exactly like track. So I would, yeah, check it out. It's you have to log. The only bad thing is you have to log in like every time. I did save my login, so I don't think I have to do it as much. But and it looks like a lot of the girls are in there. So and I think they are. I think the main reason is it's keeping track of the weights. They're doing their weigh-ins and stuff there, but hopefully it goes well and they can use something that's standard and we get results. That's all I want. I just want results. So, but
Yeah, that doesn't make me. So we're trying to muscle out Kyle, Keith, and those guys, huh?
yeah,
I don't like it.
I think yeah, they'll be fine. Cal doesn't even work for. He just runs track tournaments, and that's starting to. Sounds like they are actually. They're going to. There's going to be a new flow. Flow is working on something new. That is not arena, but we'll see how that. I actually got to see a little bit of it, and it looks pretty cool. And I've heard there may be another one coming out, but I don't know yet how that is. Yeah, so track gopher forever. Yes. So yeah, so I don't know. We'll find it. We'll figure it out. We'll get better. I'm
We have covered
sure.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So anything else we want to talk about?
We hit on a lot of topics for not having any wrestling matches.
Yeah. I guess I
Any,
bet
any
see what other events are this week because I had that pulled up and kind of was verifying some of the tournaments. Franklin Community at Jeffersonville. That should be a good duel.
I bet I'd put money on someone's getting thrown.
Yes. Oh, yes.
There's gonna be at least one headlock thrown per match.
Yes.
Franklin Community got a couple guys ranked too. Well, they got about 5 guys ranked.
Yeah. Fisher's in Noblesville. And I have not
Fisher's
verified
has-
everyone's schedule, but Fisher's in Noblesville, that should be a good one. Obviously, you
That will
said
be
Brownsburg, Warren, and then Rochester and Rensselaer Central, 1A, number 2 and 4. I assume that's still going on. So that could be a really good one. And then,
Yeah, that'd be a good one early.
yeah.
How's all that Rochester stuff shaking out? Is it all back on the right page now?
It sounds like Tristan Wilson's taken over, and I think they smooth
He's a
things
Carroll
over. It
Senior
sounds like
manager.
so. Wallacey, Belmont. Wallace's kind of rebuilding right now, and Belmont looking pretty solid. That should be a good one.
They
So yeah,
are.
yep. Hunter confirmed Rensselaer at Rochester. That should be a real good one. Number 2 and 4 in 1A. Um, Rochester returns a lot of guys, so that should be
I
pretty
think
good match.
Rensselaer has a good amount of guys too, so
Yeah.
I mean, that will be pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like I didn't update
Maybe.
the semi-state
Uh,
rankings for you guys, but I will do that real quick.
yeah. So I mean, that could be a pretty good duel.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be 6-6, and then a couple toss-ups.
Yeah, and then hold on a second. I'm going to update the semi-state rankings on kids' profiles. There. Now we can see it better. And weights. There we go. Yeah.
I don't know
So
if there's any ranked guys hitting, right?
it does not appear so. Looks like, well, yeah, unless Orgel bumps up for Horn. You got a couple guys kind of mashed around there, so that if they do some bumping, it depends on where guys are weight wise right now. So, yep. Yes, high school. Oh, yeah. 3-point takedowns, 4-point near falls. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, that'd be game changing.
Yeah, I'm very curious how teams figure that stuff out and kind of adjust. And do you choose bottom in the second or third period now? What's the point of getting 1 point? Why waste time for why waste 30 seconds when you can get going on your feet? So that's one of those things that I kind of wonder what that'll, if teams will start not doing auto bottom and kind of thinking more, hey, let's just go on our feet. I mean, it's wasting 30 seconds, 45 seconds for a guy to try to turn me, and I'm better on my feet. So
I guarantee there's still some auto bottom.
oh yeah, it'll be there. You'll see some coaches adjust and some kind of stay the course. So yes, Danny, there's gonna be a lot quicker matches. IPO had like 250 tech falls, which is just ridiculous. Or was it 100? It was. We had 100 more match stoppages, early match terminations from pins and tech falls this year than last year. So that's pretty impressive there. So yeah. So there's gonna be a lot more tech falls, and it should be some cool I mean, really, you're down 8-1. It's not that. I mean, you toss someone to their back, that's 7 points. That's a lot of points. So you can get down big quick, and you can make it up real quick. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's go back to what is going on this week. We have the Fall Brawl at Calumet. Looks like there's quite a
I
few.
like that name.
The Fall Brawl. You got Lawrence North Super Duel, Delta, Franklin, Lawrence North, Mount Vernon, Connorsville. That should be pretty solid. The Rossville duels. I have Greenfield Central and Portage. Is Portage wrestling this early? I don't know if that will be. That might be. And then you got the.
I think Porter's gonna be pretty solid too.
Yeah, Brownsburg's going to be at Jasper. Boonville will be there. Hamilton Southeastern, Plainfield, Pike.
Boone Vegas.
Yeah, Boone Vegas. Oh shoot, I didn't save that. What's that? John Hurley. You have Warren Central, Purdue Polytech, Kokomo, Lawrence Central, Richmond, Southport. I believe Brownsburg's JV team will be there. So
The Capital City Classics this weekend too, right? Did we say that?
yeah, I did not say that one. That one will be Anderson, Beech Grove, Edgewood, Franklin Central, Jeffersonville, Westfield, and Perry Meridian. And it's not on the list technically. So yeah, that should be. I don't know I want to say they were going to duels this year, but I'm gonna look and see what it says because they've kind of it was duels for a couple years, and then it looks like they're gonna do It's gonna be tournament. So yeah, 8-man brackets. So that should be good. That's always has some good tournaments or good. Always has some good matches there.
Yeah, there's always gonna be something. You're gonna get like some good results early on.
Yep, the Rick and Roll Invite. I like that. That's a good name for a tournament. There's some good
Bro, I
tournament
thought
names.
that was a joke. Like when I seen that on there last year, I thought people were messing with me, but they said that's like a coach's name, right?
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna pull it up as gonna be Rick Ainsley or whatever. They're gonna be saying that to give you up. I was like, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So some good for first week. It should be some good matches next week. We'll have a couple other good ones. Avon Plainfield. We'll talk about those. Warren Central, Lawrence North, Crown Point Portage, Belmont Snyder. So there should be some good matches coming up. New Haven Homestead. Oh man, I have to go visit that one. So yeah, there's
Homestead looks like they're gonna be pretty good this year too.
yeah, they got a transfer in, and they're 215. Caleb Evans decided to bulk up and doing real good. So
Had him a pretty good summer.
yeah, he had a real good summer. So should be very interesting. See how they do. They should be pretty solid again. So and Hobart Varsity two going to the Glenbard. So yep, Illinois starting up. So gonna be a lot of fun. Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't have anything else.
Anything else? We're gonna thinking about maybe get some rankings out early next week, or maybe one more week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've been trying to update them as they go, as I get told I was wrong, which is fine.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not hurt by that at all.
Yeah, I kept the rankings away from your birthday, releasing them on your birthday, so everyone's getting those. You could have been getting a lot of those angry texts.
Man, we were up in the mountains in Tennessee. I said, you know what? Kim's like, are we really gonna release the rankings when we're up here? I'm like, I'm gonna put it on silent. I'll deal with it when we get back. And then we stopped for gas, and I opened up my messages like, oh, okay.
Yeah. See, at least I told you this time, kind of when they're coming out, so you didn't have to.
I didn't get those I think a lot of Indiana forgets that I'm an hour behind you. So when you guys are sending those 5 a.m. texts for you, those are actually 4 a.m. texts for me.
Yeah. I always feel bad when I send you a message at 6:37. Like, oh, that's kind of early.
It's all right. My buddy Matt loves to send me college wrestling results right when he wakes up, nice. 4:45.
4:45, nice. Yeah. So yeah, Mike always knows when the rankings comes out because he as soon as they come out, phone starts blowing up. So
yeah, you get a lot of, hey man, I love what you're doing, they're really good, but also these are completely wrong and they're trash. Now you know what? Actually, I found out this window right here, when everyone was complaining about the rankings coming out late, I said, man, rankings don't mean anything until they're about a week late, huh?
Yeah, yes.
Everyone wants to tell rankings don't matter right up until the point where they don't get released on time.
Yes. Oh, they matter all of a sudden.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden they mean something to you. Okay.
Yeah. He's got to feed. They're addicted to the rankings. They gotta see them. So
yeah. My favorite is, and I know Joe gets to see these emails sometimes, and he gets to see the messages, is when they give me a long paragraph of how I'm wrong about how I didn't believe in their kid, or I'm not getting their kid as college scholarship, which we just found out there's a lot of schools handing out money to kids that they want to compete all across the country.
Yeah.
And then all this message, and at the very end is not that this means anything. Rankings don't mean anything. I'm like, oh, all right. Why did I read 3 paragraphs of you complaining then? You should have opened with rankings don't mean anything, and then gave me 3 trash paragraphs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's very I love the rankings don't matter, but here they are.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Hey, rankings don't mean anything. They're trash. But also, can I get that free link to the IndianaMat preseason mag?
Yes, yes. And then post it for everyone on in Facebook to see. You know.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. My favorite, and this is like and I'll be done. I let everyone go to bed. I know it's 10:30. It's 11:30 for you guys almost. But my favorite all-time message of anybody that's ever sent me an email or anything was Andrew Donahue's dad. Man, I wish we kept that one. That was so good. He gave me a breakdown. Remember, he told us that Jesse Mendez was okay, but he's no Andrew Donahue. Andrew Donahue's basically the Michael Jordan of wrestling.
Yes, yes.
I wonder what is he doing now? Told us that Zeke Seltzer was no good. Remember, like, we like forwarded to Brian. Was like, hey man, I don't know if this is your buddy. He's like, I know you guys think you know wrestling in Indiana, but we're from the great state of Ohio. Go on.
He is at.
That was probably my all-time favorite.
He's at Northern Colorado.
Nice.
So
Did they just get get beat up pretty good the other day?
yeah, they were at Penn, and they wrestled up. They lost to Missouri. So I don't know.
And did Seed Seltzer wrestle Steve-O can wrestle or what?
No, Seltzer's already up to all the way up to 149. He's fat and happy. So Seltzer is not there. Yeah, so I did not see. Oh, they have AJ Heeg. I didn't realize he was on their team. Yeah, so he's not on there, or he did not wrestle in their last duels. So that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, tough. Right?
I did see. Who was the other kid from Ohio?
Brandon Cernas?
No, the one that.
Yeah, but then first.
The one that said like another year. Two-time qualifier. What was his name? He was wrestling at Ashland. I saw the name. I'm like, oh, Brady Welch.
Oh yeah.
I saw his. He was wrestling for
right?
Ashland. I saw that his result came by. I'm like, oh, that's Brady Welch. So, yeah. But anyway, he Donahue wrestled last year. He wrestled 84. He had some matches in, so for Northern Colorado. Anyway,
remember we had to hear about a guy named Kyle Snyder who's basically on the same trajectory? Is that still happening or no?
Not really. Not right now. A little far off from there, so I guess that's probably
it. Dickman turned in too late, man. We already talked about everything. It's over.
Yeah. So I think that might be it for today, but we'll be back next Monday. Probably a little more information. Probably some new rankings out, a couple new number ones, maybe some upsets this weekend. So
I think I'm gonna close every show with a crazy email I got. Crazy message.
You need to do like the mean tweets thing.
Yeah, you want me to read these out anonymously? Dude, this would be great. That would be. I think I kept a lot of my IndianaMat messages, so I think I have a lot of those still. Not as many emails.
Those would be good. That'd be like reading like mean tweets. We'll put them up on the board, and you can. So.
And then we can go back and read the ones that Eric used to send out when he was actually the rankings. Yes. His responses.
Well, Miss Dickman would like us to read one. Didn't she send you one about Revan not being ranked number 2 his whole freshman year?
No, I got that word of mouth that she hated me and that I didn't know what I was doing, and that and then I said it after he won state. I sent her an apology. So.
Juwan, send me a message.
We're past that now.
Juwan, send me a message with your schedule, and I'll get it updated. I'm working on schedules, so. But with that, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you guys next Monday. Good luck, you guys, everyone on their first meets, and
go see Clue at the Andrean amphitheater. He's gonna be the star of the Clue.
Ooh.
Play on Friday, Saturday.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. So.
I'm going to go there and heckle her.
Boo!
Boo! That's the wrong line.
She'll kick your butt, though.
I know, man. She's jacked.
we will see you guys next Monday. So have a good week, and we'll see you then.